In our last video, we did the unboxing of the SimCore 2 Pro, but one issue that we're gonna have is we don't have a means of mounting this onto our rig. But we're gonna solve that problem today with a package that we just received from SimCore out in Australia. So let's take a look. This is going to be the SimCore UM1 mount, specifically made for the SimCore 2 series. They do have versions of this for Fanatec and a universal mount as well. And including this, I'm also gonna expect to have, since we ordered it, the profile mounts that will be cut to length to fit in the P1X. All right, so let's open this up and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's all of our pieces laid out in front of us. We have our aluminum extrusion. What's unique about this, you're gonna notice, is that these are actually tapped, which is gonna be great, that we can basically flush mount this bracket here, which is what controls where it ends up being mounted on your uprights, like kind of sliding it in that way. And what's going to assist with that is the first parts that you're actually going to bolt on to your rig are these pieces. And what it does is it gives a resting spot such that when you have the entire assembly, you can just slide it in and it's held by gravity like this, such that, you know, if you wanted to adjust the fore and aft position, or even remove the entire rig, but not have to, you know, hold both sides steady when you're putting things back on, this is the way to do it. All right, next then we take a look at these arms that will essentially be on the inboard side of these aluminum extrusions that's going to connect to the collar bracket. What is unique about the SimCore setup is that you see these slots, how they're basically have movement allotment in there, such that you can adjust the angle of your wheel in the motor. And I find this was one of the key reasons why I decided to go with this setup. Is a lot of the brackets that you see used, and the one that the SimLabs P1X offers, has more or less of a fixed angle that's a little bit harder to adjust. With this, basically all you need to do is loosen 2 bolts on either side, and now you are able to freely adjust the angle of the motor and get it to a comfortable position for your driving style. And then the next piece we have is actually the collar for the SimCore motor itself. So a few things to notice. It does have some allotment for different sizes, so I wonder if the SimCore 2 series, depending on which motor you get, it may be more inset or it may be more outset. You have 2 taps in there, so maybe for more of like a front-facing bracket to put like a monitor, but at the same time, you also have these slotted holes as well to mount more accessories on the top or the bottom, I would assume. Actually, you know what? These are for mounting accessories, so like a bracket for a display. These are for your arms on the side here to connect to the motor and the collar itself. So that goes through all the pieces. Let me do a quick mock-up of how, when it's assembled, it's gonna lay out. We're not going to actually install the hardware today because I'm still waiting for a few more pieces before finalizing and doing the final assembly. But let me lay it out just so you know what it will look like. So the collar will go here in that fashion. We'll have the 2 arms that will attach to both sides like such. We will then have our aluminum profile that comes out like this. Each aluminum profile piece will have these aluminum brackets on either side. And then on each side, we'll have on top and on the bottom, these guide rails that we mentioned. So with the bottom ones installed, technically you only need the ones on the bottom because once you get that in position at the right height, you can set the height with just these and some sort of static pitch with these as well, though I think maybe based off of how they're spaced, they're probably going to have to go perpendicular parallel to the ground, and all the pitch is going to be controlled by the arms here. So once that is installed, you can basically just drop the entire thing in, of course unwired at first, but then it just makes it really easy in the future that if you do need to make any big adjustments, it's so easy to undo the bolts that are going to be in these brackets, fixing the entire assembly to the rig, and then just have it resting on these brackets here with gravity to help you do that. And for those of us who have tried to do direct drive wheel installs by yourself, you probably know how big of a pain that is to try and get things to line up properly, and meanwhile you're kind of quivering and your muscles are aching because this thing is so heavy to stabilize. Honestly, to give you a glimpse of just the quality of these pieces, I mean, they're quite superb. The machining, it's all beveled as well, so there's no rough edges. You got nice countersunk holes, so I'm really looking forward to using this. Again, that was just another quick unboxing video for now, as we still wait for a few more final pieces to get here. But once everything's here, I'm gonna get it all installed and give you guys a test run and give you my final thoughts on the SimCore 2 Pro as well as the SimCore UM1 mount. Catch you guys next time.